This video contains audio content only. There are no visual elements or images accompanying the audio. If you're expecting to see video footage, please note that this is an intentional audio-only presentation. We recommend listening to this content rather than watching the screen. Thank you for your understanding and enjoy the audio. Welcome to an exploration of one of the most pivotal figures in our evolutionary journey, Homo Ergaster. In this series, we'll delve into the world of this fascinating hominin, uncovering their story in easy-to-understand language, peeling back the layers of time to reveal a crucial chapter in the human story. Get ready to embark on a journey through early Pleistocene Africa, a time of dramatic environmental shifts and evolutionary innovation. We'll begin by setting the stage, painting a picture of the changing African landscape that shaped Homo Ergaster. Imagine vast savannas replacing lush rainforests, a cooler, drier climate challenging the survival of our early ancestors. It was in this dynamic environment that H. Ergaster emerged, possessing traits that set them apart from their predecessors and paved the way for our own lineage. Prepare to be amazed as we explore the physical characteristics of H. Ergaster. We'll uncover the significance of their longer legs, larger brains, and more slender bodies, adaptations that allowed them to thrive in the challenging savanna environment. We'll also delve into the mysteries surrounding their growth and development, comparing them to both modern humans and our closest living relatives, chimpanzees. One of the most exciting aspects of H. Ergaster's story is their technological ingenuity. We'll explore the dawn of the Acheulean tool industry, marveling at the craftsmanship of their iconic handaxes and the cognitive leap this represents. We'll also investigate the tantalizing evidence suggesting that H. Ergaster may have been among the first hominins to control fire, a discovery that would have revolutionized their lives. Our exploration will then extend beyond the African continent, tracing H. Ergaster's migration into new lands. We'll follow their footsteps as they ventured into Asia, encountering new challenges and adapting to diverse environments. This expansion marked a pivotal moment in human history, setting the stage for the global distribution of our species. Finally, we'll delve into the ongoing scientific debate surrounding H. Ergaster's classification. We'll examine the evidence that supports their status as a distinct species, as well as the arguments for considering them a part of the broader Homo erectus lineage. This discussion will illuminate the complexities of defining a species and the challenges of interpreting the fossil record. By the end of this series, you'll have a deeper understanding of Homo Ergaster's crucial role in human evolution. You'll appreciate their remarkable adaptations, their technological innovations, and their adventurous spirit. You'll also gain insights into the ongoing scientific quest to unravel the mysteries of our past and the complex pathways that led to us. So, join us on this fascinating journey as we explore the world of Homo Ergaster, a hominin poised on the cusp of humanity. Chapter 1. The African Genesis, a new kind of human emerges. Imagine Africa, nearly 2 million years ago. The continent is in the throes of a dramatic transformation. The once prevalent tropical rainforests are receding, yielding to vast stretches of savanna, a mosaic of grasslands interspersed with clusters of trees and shrubs. The climate is growing cooler and drier, a stark contrast to the humid warmth of the earlier Pliocene epoch. This is the early Pleistocene, a time of fluctuating environmental conditions, and the stage is set for a new chapter in human evolution. In this dynamic landscape, a new hominin emerges, Homo Ergaster, often called African Homo erectus. This species represents a pivotal moment in our evolutionary story, a bridge between our more ape-like ancestors and the lineage that would eventually lead to us. The challenges and opportunities presented by the changing African environment sculpted H. Ergaster into a creature remarkably different from its predecessors, a hominin poised on the cusp of humanity. The early Pleistocene savannas were a land of stark contrasts. Periods of intense sunshine baked the open grasslands, punctuated by seasonal rains that brought brief periods of abundance. Herds of grazing animals roamed the plains, attracting both predators and scavengers. The flora was a mix of drought-resistant grasses, thorny acacia trees, and scattered patches of woodland offering refuge from the sun and predators. This environment demanded adaptability, resilience, and new strategies for survival. Homo Ergaster's emergence is intertwined with this environmental upheaval. Their likely ancestors, perhaps Homo habilis or Homo rudolfensis, faced increasing pressure to adapt to the expanding savannas. The specific traits that distinguish H. ergaster from these earlier hominins reveal the direction of their evolutionary journey. One of the most striking changes is the increase in body size. Homo ergaster individuals were significantly taller and more slender than their predecessors, with some adults potentially reaching heights over 6 feet. This tall, linear physique, similar to modern human populations living in equatorial grasslands today, provided a larger surface area for dissipating heat, a crucial adaptation for an active life under the African sun. Their relatively long legs, compared to their arms, are a hallmark of their commitment to terrestrial life. This shift to obligate bipedalism, walking exclusively on 2 legs, freed their hands for carrying food, tools, or infants, and enabled more efficient long-distance travel across the open savannas. Another key difference lies in the skull. Homo ergaster possessed a higher domed and thinner-walled skull compared to the later Asian Homo erectus, suggesting potential differences in brain development and organization. Their brain size, while not as large as modern humans, was significantly larger than that of earlier hominins. This expansion of the brain, particularly in areas associated with higher-level cognitive functions, hints at increased intelligence and problem-solving abilities. The teeth and jaws of H. ergaster tell a story of dietary change. Compared to Homo habilis and Homo rudolfensis, their teeth and jaws were smaller, suggesting a shift away from tough, fibrous plant foods that required extensive chewing. This reduction in dental size and jaw robustness implies a diet that included more easily processed foods, perhaps meat or softer plant materials. This dietary shift may have been facilitated by the use of tools for processing food, although the specific tool technologies associated with H. ergaster will be discussed in a later chapter. The combination of these physical changes paints a picture of Homo ergaster as a highly adaptable hominin. Their larger brain, longer legs, and efficient thermoregulation allowed them to exploit the resources of the savanna effectively. They could cover long distances in search of food and water, and their intelligence allowed them to develop new strategies for survival in this challenging environment. The reduction in sexual dimorphism, the difference in size between males and females, is another intriguing aspect of H. ergaster. Compared to earlier hominins, the difference in size between males and females was less pronounced. This reduction in sexual dimorphism may reflect changes in social structure and mating patterns, perhaps a shift towards more cooperative social groups with reduced male-male competition. Homo ergaster represents a critical juncture in human evolution. Their adaptations to the early Pleistocene environment paved the way for the emergence of later Homo species, including Homo erectus in Asia and ultimately our own species, Homo sapiens. Their larger brain, modern body proportions, and increased adaptability marked a significant departure from our more ape-like ancestors and set the stage for the development of even more distinctly human characteristics. Their story is not just about survival in a changing world. It's about the emergence of a new kind of human, a hominin equipped with the physical and cognitive tools to embark on a journey that would eventually lead to us. The next chapter will delve into one of the most significant aspects of H. ergaster's legacy, their groundbreaking advancements in tool technology. Chapter 2. Turkana Boy, a glimpse into ergaster's world. The arid expanse surrounding Lake Turkana in Kenya has yielded many secrets of our past. In 1984, among the sun-baked earth of Neriokotome, a discovery of extraordinary significance awaited. Kamoya Kimyu, a member of Richard Leakey's team, stumbled upon a small, fossilized bone. This unassuming fragment would lead to the unearthing of one of the most complete early hominin skeletons ever found. The remains of a young Homo ergaster, now known as Turkana Boy, or Neriokotome Boy. What makes this discovery so remarkable is its completeness. Almost 90% of the boy's skeleton was recovered, a rarity in the world of paleoanthropology where often only fragmented remains are found. The skeleton's remarkable preservation is attributed to the boy's body sinking into a marsh after his death, protecting it from scavengers and the elements, allowing it to fossilize with minimal disturbance. Turkana Boy offered an unprecedented window into the physical characteristics, growth, and development of Homo ergaster. Initially, researchers estimated Turkana boy's age at death to be between 11 and 13 years old, based on his height and the development of his bones. However, a closer examination of his teeth revealed a different story. Using dental calculations, specifically counting the microscopic layers of enamel that are deposited daily during tooth development, scientists determined that the boy was actually much younger, between 8 and 10 years old. This revelation was surprising, as the boy was already an impressive 1.6 meters tall at this young age. The revised age estimate significantly altered our understanding of H. ergaster's growth trajectory. It became clear that they matured much faster than modern humans, more akin to chimpanzees. Had Turkana boy lived to adulthood, he would likely have towered over most modern humans, standing well over 6 feet tall. His brain, estimated to be around 880 cubic centimeters at the time of his death, would have likely reached a volume of 900 cc, and perhaps even up to the maximum 1200 cc seen in other H. ergaster specimens. Interestingly, evidence suggests that the brain growth rate in H. ergaster was similar to that of modern humans while in the womb, but then slowed after birth to a rate between that of modern humans and chimpanzees. Turkana boy's skeleton tells a compelling story of adaptation to the harsh African savanna. His tall, slender frame, with long legs and narrow hips, was perfectly suited for traversing the open grasslands and pursuing prey. His limb proportions were strikingly similar to those of modern humans, indicating a highly efficient striding gait and the ability to run long distances. The barrel-shaped ribcage, a feature distinct from the cone-shaped ribcage of earlier hominins, allowed for greater lung capacity and improved balance, further enhancing running ability. This body shape, combined with the likely hairless skin indicated by the hot, dry environment, maximized cooling through sweating, preventing overheating under the intense African sun. While the narrow pelvis was advantageous for efficient locomotion, it may have also presented challenges for childbirth, as the birth canal would have been relatively small compared to the size of the infant's head. This suggests that H. ergaster infants, like modern human babies, were likely born with relatively underdeveloped brains, requiring an extended period of care and dependence on their parents. This extended childhood may have played a crucial role in the evolution of complex social structures and cooperative behaviors within H. ergaster groups. Another intriguing feature of Turkana boy's skeleton is his thinner spinal cord compared to modern humans. This suggests that the nerves required for the complex control of breathing during speech may not have been fully developed, potentially indicating limited speech abilities. While Turkana boy has often been referred to as male, the skeleton itself does not provide conclusive evidence of sex. The discovery of a female pelvis, designated BSN 49P27, from Gona, Ethiopia, offers insights into the physical characteristics of female H. ergaster. This pelvis suggests that females were shorter and had broader hips than Turkana boy, potentially standing around 130 centimeters tall. This further emphasizes the variation within the species and the challenges of determining sex based solely on skeletal remains, especially in juveniles. Like many of our ancestors, Turkana boy faced the hardships of life in a prehistoric world. An abscess found on his teeth reveals a painful infection, possibly caused by the eruption of his adult teeth. This infection may have led to septicemia, blood poisoning, ultimately causing his untimely death. Such findings offer a poignant reminder of the health challenges faced by our ancestors and the constant struggle for survival in a world without modern medicine. The discovery of Turkana boy remains a landmark event in the study of human evolution. This remarkably complete skeleton has provided invaluable insights into the physical characteristics, growth, development, and adaptation of Homo ergaster to the African savanna. He stands as a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of our ancestors, their ability to thrive in a challenging environment, and their crucial role in the long and complex journey that led to us. The next chapter will explore another defining characteristic of Homo ergaster: the development of more advanced tools and the dawn of the Acheulean industry. Chapter 3: The Dawn of Technology, Mastering the Hand Axe. The African savanna, where Homo ergaster roamed, was a land of opportunity and challenge. Survival demanded not only physical prowess but also ingenuity. In this crucible of evolution, H. Ergaster achieved a technological breakthrough that would reshape their world and lay the foundation for the future of humankind: the mastery of the handaxe. This marked the dawn of the Acheulean tool industry, a significant leap forward from the simpler Oldowan tools used by their predecessors. Imagine holding an Oldowan tool, essentially a cobblestone with a few flakes knocked off to create a sharp edge. Effective, yes, but crude. Now picture the Acheulean handaxe, a meticulously crafted, symmetrical tool, often described as teardrop-shaped, but with variations in form reflecting its diverse uses. It's a testament to forethought and planning, a tangible representation of H. Ergaster's burgeoning cognitive abilities. The Acheulean handaxe was not a single, uniform tool, but rather a category encompassing a variety of implements. The classic handaxe, with its bifacial design, was indeed often teardrop-shaped, but some were oval, some pointed, and others more elongated. These variations likely corresponded to specific tasks. A pointed handaxe could be used for piercing or digging, while a broader one was better suited for chopping or scraping. Clevers, another type of Acheulean tool, had a wide, straight cutting edge, ideal for hacking through bone or wood. Scrapers, as their name suggests, were used for scraping hides, a crucial step in creating rudimentary clothing or shelter. These tools, unlike the simpler Oldowan tools, were carefully shaped on both sides, a process called bifacial flaking, requiring a level of skill and dexterity previously unseen. This process involved selecting suitable stones, often flint, basalt, or even obsidian, a volcanic glass prized for its sharpness. The source of these materials sometimes lay hundreds of kilometers away, suggesting early forms of long-distance trade and exchange networks. The creation of an Acheulean handaxe was a deliberate, multi-step process, revealing a new level of cognitive sophistication in H. Ergaster. The toolmaker first had to select a suitable stone, visualizing the final shape within the raw material. This target design concept reveals a capacity for abstract thought and planning, a mental template guiding the tool's creation. Then, using a softer material like bone or wood as a soft hammer, the toolmaker carefully chipped away flakes, shaping the stone with controlled blows. The symmetry and standardization of Acheulean handaxes, found across vast distances and time spans, suggest the existence of shared knowledge and cultural transmission. These were not simply individual innovations but learned techniques passed down through generations, shaping a shared technological tradition. Around 400,000 years ago, a more refined technique emerged, the Levallois technique. This method involved preparing a coarse stone in a specific way, so that a single, predetermined flake of a desired shape and size could be struck off. This required even greater foresight and control than earlier methods. Imagine the toolmaker, carefully shaping the core, anticipating the precise angle and force of the final blow, their mind's eye already picturing the finished tool. This kind of planning, combined with the dexterity required to execute it, speaks to a significant advancement in cognitive abilities. The Acheulean tool industry arose in Africa around 1.76 million years ago, not long after the appearance of Homo ergaster. It quickly spread across the continent, and eventually into Europe and the Middle East, carried by migrating populations. The industry persisted for over 1 million years, a testament to its effectiveness and adaptability. The geographic distribution of Acheulean tools tells a story of H. Ergaster's movements and cultural connections. The discovery of similar tools across vast distances suggests not only migration but also the sharing of knowledge and skills. In some regions, like the Olor-Gesali Basin in Kenya, archaeologists have found evidence of changing tool technologies over time, reflecting both environmental shifts and evolving cognitive abilities. For instance, as the climate fluctuated and the environment became more arid and grassy, H. Ergaster developed smaller, more portable tools made from basalt, a volcanic rock, indicating an adaptation to a more mobile lifestyle. These smaller tools, easier to carry over long distances, were still crafted with the same Acheulean bifacial technique, demonstrating a continuity of knowledge and skill. The development of Acheulean technology had profound implications for H. Ergaster's way of life. These tools were not just for processing food, they were instruments of empowerment. The handaxe, with its sharp edge and versatile design, became an extension of the hand, enabling H. Ergaster to butcher meat more efficiently, access bone marrow, and process plant materials with greater ease. This shift towards more efficient food processing likely contributed to their larger brain size and further cognitive development. The more readily available nutrients from meat and bone marrow provided the energy needed to fuel a larger brain. The creation and use of these tools also spurred changes in brain organization and function. Evidence of handedness or brain lateralization, found in striations on the teeth of H. ergaster fossils, suggests a reorganization of the brain, with a dominant hand used for toolmaking. This asymmetry in brain function is linked to language development and complex motor skills. The symmetry and standardization of Acheulean tools indicate the development of spatial reasoning, working memory, and impulse control. The toolmaker had to hold multiple steps and details in mind while executing the precise movements required to shape the stone. This mental juggling act, repeated over and over, likely strengthened these cognitive abilities. Moreover, the creation and use of Acheulean tools likely fostered social cooperation. Teaching and learning these complex techniques would have required communication and interaction within social groups. The shared knowledge and skills reflected in the standardization of these tools suggest a level of cultural transmission that may have laid the groundwork for more complex forms of language and social organization. The Acheulean tool industry represents a pivotal moment in human evolution. It's a story of adaptation, innovation, and the emergence of distinctly human traits. The hand axe, a symbol of H. ergaster's ingenuity, became a catalyst for change, shaping not only their physical world but also their minds and social interactions. It marked a turning point in our ancestors' journey, a step towards greater complexity, adaptability, and ultimately, the emergence of modern humans. Chapter 4. The Fire Within, a Spark of Innovation. The dry grasslands and woodlands of early Pleistocene Africa offered Homo ergaster a new range of habitats, but also new challenges. Predators lurked in the tall grasses, and the cooler nights demanded innovative solutions for warmth and safety. While definitive proof remains elusive, tantalizing clues suggest that Homo ergaster may have been among the first hominins to tame one of nature's most powerful forces, fire. At sites like Kubi Fora and Swartkrans, burned animal bones and stone tools have been found in close proximity to H. ergaster remains. While natural wildfires certainly occurred, the consistent association of these burned materials with hominin activity hints at something more: the deliberate control and use of fire. This mastery of fire wasn't just a technological advancement, it was a transformative force that reshaped H. ergaster life, igniting a revolution in diet, social interactions, safety, and their ability to conquer new environments. Imagine the aroma of roasted meat wafting through an early H. ergaster campsite. Fire transformed the act of eating from a purely functional necessity into a shared social experience. Cooking not only made food safer by killing parasites and bacteria but also unlocked hidden nutritional value. Tough, fibrous plants, previously difficult to digest, became softer and more palatable, releasing more of their stored energy. Meat, a crucial source of protein and fat, could be cooked to tender perfection, making it easier to chew and digest. This reduced the need for powerful chewing muscles and large teeth, a trend reflected in the smaller jaws and teeth of H. ergaster compared to their predecessors. The skull of Knem 3733, a female H. ergaster specimen, exemplifies this trend with its comparatively gracile features and reduced dentition. The Turkana boy skeleton, despite belonging to a juvenile, also exhibits this trend towards smaller teeth and a more lightly built jaw. Consider a specific example: the wildebeest, a common herbivore on the African savanna. Raw wildebeest meat, though nutritious, would have been tough and difficult to chew, requiring significant time and effort to consume. Cooked over a fire, however, the meat would have become tender and easier to digest, providing a more readily available source of essential nutrients. The same principle applies to plant foods like tubers and roots. Roasted over an open flame, these starchy staples would have become softer and sweeter, releasing their stored carbohydrates and providing a valuable source of energy. This improved nutrition had profound effects on H. ergaster's physical development. The readily available calories and nutrients fueled the growth of their already large brains, paving the way for greater cognitive development and complex social interactions. The Turkana boy, though still a juvenile, already possessed a brain size of around 880 cubic centimeters, larger than his Homo habilis predecessors. Fire became the heart of H. Ergaster's social life. Imagine a group huddled around a crackling fire after a successful hunt. The flickering flames illuminate their faces as they share stories of the day's adventures, using a combination of gestures and vocalizations to communicate. The warmth of the fire extends their active hours into the night, providing a safe and inviting space for social interaction. Perhaps the rhythmic beating of drums or the chanting of voices filled the air as they engaged in early forms of ritual or celebration. Fire also offered protection from nocturnal predators. The dancing flames and the scent of smoke would have deterred many animals, creating a safe haven for the group. This newfound safety allowed H. Ergaster to venture further from their traditional arboreal refuges and establish settlements in more open areas. No longer confined to trees for protection, they could choose locations closer to water sources or areas rich in game. The footprints found at Ilare, Kenya, dated to 1.5 million years ago, provide evidence of H. Ergaster's confident stride across the open landscape. These footprints, anatomically similar to those of modern humans, suggest a species fully adapted to terrestrial life, no longer reliant on trees for safety or locomotion. Fire also played a crucial role in H. Ergaster's ability to adapt to colder climates. As they migrated out of Africa and into Eurasia, fire provided warmth and shelter in environments previously too harsh for survival. Imagine a group of H. Ergaster seeking refuge in a cave during a cold night, a fire blazing at the entrance, keeping them warm and warding off predators. Fire also became a tool for landscape management. By deliberately setting fires, H. Ergaster could clear underbrush, create open grasslands for grazing animals, and attract game to newly sprouted vegetation. This early form of landscape modification demonstrates their growing influence on the environment. The discovery of burned animal bones and stone tools at Dmanisi, in the Republic of Georgia, dated to 1.8 million years ago, suggests that H. Ergaster had already mastered fire by the time they began their migration out of Africa. This early use of fire may have been a crucial factor in their ability to colonize new territories and adapt to diverse environments. The control of fire was a pivotal moment in human evolution. It's a story not just about survival but about transformation. Fire became the hearth of H. Ergaster society, a focal point for social interaction, a source of warmth and protection, and a tool for conquering new environments. It fueled not only their bodies but also their minds, fostering communication, cooperation, and the development of uniquely human traits. The control of fire represents a spark of innovation that would continue to illuminate the path of human evolution for millennia to come. Chapter 5. Out of Africa, the Great Expansion begins. The early Pleistocene in Africa was a time of dramatic environmental change. A cooling, drying trend swept across the continent, transforming lush rainforests into vast savannas. This shift in landscape had a profound impact on Homo Ergaster, reshaping their diet, social structures, and ultimately, their destiny. The shrinking forests and expanding grasslands meant a decline in the traditional plant foods that earlier hominins relied upon. Competition for these dwindling resources intensified, not just between different hominin species like Homo ergaster and Paranthropus boi, whose robust skulls and powerful jaws suggest a diet of tough, fibrous plants, but also within H. ergaster groups themselves. This ecological pressure pushed H. ergaster towards a new dietary strategy: increased reliance on meat. This dietary shift had a cascading effect. Meat, a concentrated source of calories and nutrients, fueled the growth of H. ergaster's already expanding brain. Evidence from fossils like Kanem 3733 and Turkana boy reveals a trend towards smaller teeth and jaws, suggesting a diet of softer, more easily processed foods like cooked meat. But the pursuit of meat also required larger territories. Unlike herbivores, which can find sustenance in a relatively small area, carnivores need to roam over wider ranges to find enough prey. This need for larger hunting grounds may have been a key driver behind H. ergaster's momentous decision to venture beyond the familiar landscapes of Africa and into the unknown. The migration out of Africa was not a sudden exodus, but rather a gradual dispersal, driven by a combination of environmental pressures and innate wanderlust. Picture small bands of H. ergaster, equipped with their signature Acheulean handaxes, venturing into new territories, following the expanding grasslands or the seasonal migrations of animal herds. Several routes were possible. Some groups may have crossed the Red Sea at its narrowest point, a daunting but achievable feat. Others might have followed the Nile Valley north, eventually reaching the Sinai Peninsula and crossing into Asia via the land bridge that existed at the time. One of the earliest known destinations outside Africa is Damani Sea, in the Republic of Georgia. Here, in a cool, seasonal grassland environment, archaeologists have unearthed fossils and tools dating back 1.8 million years, some of the earliest evidence of human presence outside Africa. These early migrants encountered a unique blend of African and Eurasian fauna. Familiar animals like ostriches and giraffes shared the landscape with Eurasian wolves and the saber-toothed cat Megantereon, a formidable predator with long, blade-like canine teeth. This mix of familiar and unfamiliar species presented both opportunities and dangers for these pioneering hominins. Further east, other groups of H. ergaster, now evolving into what we call Homo erectus, reached the Indonesian island of Java. Here, they faced a different set of challenges, adapting to life in subtropical bamboo forests. These forests teemed with life, from pigs and the elephant-like stegodon to the largest primate that ever lived, Gigantopithecus, a massive ape standing nearly 10 feet tall. The scarcity of stone tools at some Southeast Asian sites suggests that H. erectus may have utilized bamboo, a readily available and versatile material, to create tools and weapons. Imagine them crafting spears for hunting or using bamboo poles to knock down fruit from the tall trees. They may even have hunted juvenile Gigantopithecus, targeting these smaller, more vulnerable individuals for food. The migration to these diverse environments demanded adaptability. H. ergaster's physical traits, honed by the African savanna, proved advantageous in these new lands. Their tall, slender build, combined with an efficient cooling system of sweat glands and hairless skin, helped them regulate their body temperature in both hot, dry climates and cooler regions. A recent study has revealed that a variant of the MC1R gene, associated with darker skin pigmentation, was present in early humans as far back as 1.2 million years ago. This suggests that H. ergaster may have already developed darker skin as protection against the sun's harmful rays in the more open savanna environment. This adaptation would have been crucial for a species spending increasing amounts of time exposed to direct sunlight. The dates associated with early human arrival in Asia are still a subject of debate. While H. erectus was clearly established in the region by 1.8 million years ago, some sites suggest an even earlier presence. A hominid jaw and stone tools found at Longupo Cave in China, and similar findings at Mojokerto and Sangaran in Java, have been dated to as early as 1.9 million years ago. If these dates are accurate, they would push back the timeline of human migration out of Africa significantly. This early arrival coincides with the increasing reliance on meat in H. ergaster's diet, a dietary shift that necessitates larger home ranges and may have spurred them to explore new territories. The migration out of Africa was a journey fraught with challenges, requiring ingenuity, adaptability, and resilience. Homo ergaster, equipped with their advanced tools, their mastery of fire, or at least its early use, and their evolving social structures, met these challenges head-on. Their dispersal across Africa and into Eurasia marked a pivotal moment in human history, laying the foundation for the global distribution and diversification of our species. It was a journey of exploration, adaptation, and ultimately, of becoming human. Chapter 6. The Ergaster Debate: One Species or Two? The story of Homo ergaster is interwoven with a persistent question that has echoed through the halls of paleoanthropology for decades. Is H. ergaster truly a distinct species, or should it be considered a part of the broader Homo erectus lineage? This debate is not merely an academic exercise in classification. It strikes at the heart of how we understand human evolution, the diversity of our ancestors, and the complex pathways that led to our own species. The discovery of key fossils, like Turkana boy and the enigmatic KNMR 992 mandible, has fueled this debate, providing both tantalizing clues and frustrating ambiguities. The tale begins with the initial classification of many African hominin fossils as Homo erectus. This seemingly straightforward categorization began to unravel as more fossils emerged from the African continent, revealing a mosaic of features that didn't quite fit the established H. erectus mold. These fossils, primarily from East Africa, exhibited subtle but potentially significant differences from their Asian counterparts, raising questions about the true nature of H. erectus and the diversity within this group. In 1975, researchers proposed a new species designation, Homo Ergaster. The name, derived from the Greek word for workman, reflects the advanced tool technology associated with these hominins. This designation was based on the analysis of a specific fossil, the KNMR 992 mandible, an isolated lower jaw found at Kubi Fora, Kenya. This jaw, with its unique combination of features, became the holotype specimen for H. ergaster, the defining example against which other fossils could be compared. The discovery of Turkana boy in 1984 added another layer of complexity to the debate. This remarkably complete skeleton, initially classified as H. erectus, was later re-evaluated and placed within the H. ergaster group by some researchers. Turkana boy, with his modern human-like body proportions and large brain size, became a central figure in the discussion about the relationship between H. ergaster and H. erectus. His skeleton provided a wealth of information about growth rates, development, and adaptation, but also raised questions about the extent of variation within these early human populations. At the heart of the ergaster debate lies the challenge of defining a species, a concept that can be surprisingly fluid and subject to interpretation. One perspective views H. erectus as a single, highly variable species, capable of adapting to a wide range of environments and exhibiting a broad spectrum of physical characteristics. This view emphasizes the similarities between African and Asian specimens, attributing the observed differences to regional variations within a single, widespread species. Another perspective argues that the differences between African and Asian specimens are substantial enough to warrant separate species designations. Proponents of this view point to a suite of morphological distinctions, particularly in skull features, to differentiate H. ergaster from H. erectus. These differences include variations in brow ridge morphology, cranial thickness, cranial height and shape, and facial features. Let's delve into the specifics. The brow ridges of H. ergaster, as seen in KNMR 3733, often project forward as well as upward, and arc separately over each orbit, unlike the more continuous brow ridges of some Asian H. erectus specimens. KNMR 3883, another H. ergaster skull, presents a different brow ridge configuration, projecting forward and slightly downward with thickened edges. Turkana boy, in contrast, exhibits only slight thickening above the eye sockets, lacking the prominent projections seen in the other skulls. These variations, even within the proposed H. ergaster group, highlight the challenges of using isolated features to define species boundaries. Cranial thickness also varies. Asian H. erectus skulls tend to be thicker than those of H. ergaster. The skull of KNMR 3733, for instance, is notably thinner than typical Asian H. erectus skulls. Cranial shape also enters the equation. H. ergaster skulls, like KNMR 3733, often exhibit a higher, more domed shape, while some Asian H. erectus skulls are longer and lower, with a characteristic, platycephalic, profile. The sides of the braincase in H. ergaster can be more flattened, as in KNMR 3733, compared to the more rounded shape seen in some H. erectus specimens. Facial features provide further points of comparison. The degree of prognathism or forward projection of the jaw can vary between specimens. KNMR 3733, while possessing a broad face, exhibits less prognathism than earlier hominins. The nasal spine, a small bony projection at the base of the nasal opening, can also differ in size and shape. The overall breadth of the face is another variable feature. Dental characteristics add yet another dimension to the debate. The size and shape of the canine teeth, the arrangement and size of the cusps on premolars and molars, the presence of foveae, small depressions, on the teeth, and the texture of the enamel, smooth or wrinkled, can all vary between specimens. For example, the KNMR 992 mandible exhibits high, compressed canines, while Turkana boy's canines are shorter with distinct foveae. The molars of KNMR 992 are elongated with rounded hypocanalids, the cusp at the back of the tooth, while Turkana boy's molars have larger, lingually placed hypocanalids and deeper talonid basins, the area between the cusps. The Sangharan 4 palate from Java, an Asian H. erectus specimen, reveals yet another dental pattern with low cusps, a massive hypocone, a cusp on the inner side of the tooth, and a large post-protocrista, a ridge on the tooth, features not seen in the African specimens. Adding to the complexity, differences in growth rates and sexual dimorphism could account for some of the observed variations. Turkana boy, being a juvenile, may not have fully developed the characteristic features of an adult H. ergaster. Similarly, differences between male and female specimens can complicate comparisons. KNMR 3733, thought to be female, exhibits less robust features than Turkana boy or KNMR 3883, both presumed to be male. Some researchers have even proposed alternative taxonomic classifications, suggesting that the African fossils represent multiple species, such as Homo kenyensis and Homo ocotensis. However, these proposals have not gained widespread acceptance, primarily due to the limited number of fossils and the ongoing debate about the significance of the observed variations. The fossil record, with its inherent gaps and limitations, further complicates the debate. The process of fossilization is a rare event, and the discovery of complete skeletons like Turkana boy is exceptional. More often, researchers must piece together the story of our ancestors from fragmented remains, making it difficult to assess the full range of variation within a population. The debate about H. ergaster's classification also raises the question of how much intraspecific variation is acceptable within a single species. Comparisons with modern great apes, like gorillas, chimpanzees, and orangutans, provide a useful framework for understanding the extent of variation that can occur within a single species. Studies have shown that the variation within H. erectus, when considered as a single species, is greater than that seen in modern humans or chimpanzees, but falls within the range observed in gorillas and orangutans. The ergaster debate highlights the dynamic nature of scientific inquiry. As new fossils are discovered and new analytical techniques are developed, our understanding of human evolution continues to evolve. The question of whether H. ergaster and H. erectus represent one or two species remains a topic of ongoing research and discussion, a testament to the complexity of our past and the ongoing quest to unravel the mysteries of our origins. Homo ergaster stands as a pivotal figure in human evolution, bridging the gap between our more ape-like ancestors and the lineage leading to modern humans. Emerging in early Pleistocene Africa amidst a dramatically changing landscape, H. ergaster adapted to the expanding savannas with a taller, more slender physique, longer legs suited for efficient bipedalism, and a larger brain capacity. The discovery of Turkana boy, a remarkably complete H. ergaster skeleton, provided invaluable insights into their rapid growth and development, revealing a trajectory more akin to chimpanzees than modern humans. This find, along with other fossil evidence, paints a picture of a hominin well suited to traversing the open grasslands and pursuing prey. H. ergaster's technological ingenuity is evident in the Acheulean tool industry, a significant leap from the simpler Oldowan tools. The meticulously crafted handaxes and other bifacial tools demonstrate advanced cognitive abilities, including planning, spatial reasoning, and cultural transmission. The control of fire, though not definitively proven, is suggested by burned materials found in association with H. ergaster remains, hinting at a transformative innovation that reshaped their diet, social interactions, and ability to adapt to diverse environments. This mastery of fire may have been crucial for their expansion beyond Africa, a journey evidenced by fossils and tools found as far afield as Damani Sea, Georgia, and Java, Indonesia. This migration marked a pivotal moment in human history, setting the stage for the global distribution of our species. The classification of H. ergaster remains a subject of debate, with some researchers considering them a distinct species and others placing them within the broader Homo erectus lineage. This discussion highlights the complexities of defining a species and the challenges of interpreting the often fragmented fossil record. The anatomical variations observed in H. ergaster fossils, particularly in skull features and dentition, fuel this debate, raising questions about the extent of variation within early human populations. The study of H. ergaster offers profound insights into the adaptability and ingenuity of our ancestors, their capacity for technological innovation, and their adventurous spirit. Their story is a testament to the power of evolution and the remarkable journey that led to our own species. It underscores the importance of understanding our past to better comprehend our present and future. What are your thoughts on Homo ergaster's role in human evolution? Do you think they should be classified as a separate species? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and suggest topics for future videos. The quest for knowledge is a journey we take together, fueled by curiosity and the desire to understand our place in the universe. Keep exploring,